Hi, friends. Doubt and fear. These things control, some of us to the point where we can't do anything. We can't even function. So this video is going to be all about how doubt and fear can really create a barrier for your life and make you unable to take the steps forward that you want to have an abundant life, to even just not even necessarily super abundance, but just gratitude, right? So I am going to talk to you about today this thing that we know as doubtfulness, as I have doubts that this will go right. I have doubts that I can actually do this. I have doubts that I can actually have anything. Gratitude with an attitude, right? I have doubts that I can quit my job. I have doubts that I'm going to be successful in my job. I have doubts that I am going to do anything, right? I am watching a lady walk her dog as we speak. Hello, Juan. Thank you guys for being on the live video if you are here live. If you're watching this as a video on YouTube, I would ask you to write some comments in the bottom and tell me what you think. Tell me if you're one of those people that it has a lot of doubt, right? Okay, so the main reason that I find with a lot of clients of mine, and one client that I'm working really strongly with right now, she is dealing with so much doubt. And this doubt is being caused by a deep-rooted fear of failure. Fear that she is not, and it's not even failure on her behalf. It's the fear that she is going to be a disappointment to those around her. Her family in particular. Really, it's just her family. I think she realizes that if she fails in work, to a certain extent, as long as it doesn't get back to her family, she doesn't feel like it. She understands that we all fail. She understands that there are a lot of people. So I think there is a lot of amazing things that happen when we realize that this doubt in ourselves is actually being caused by fear of disappointment, is actually being caused by all the times when we had someone say, you can do better than this. I love that line, right? That is supposed to be a line that is motivational. I know many of you might have played sports, or many of you might have played an instrument, or many of you might have been really brainiacs, and you went in a period in that sport or in that music or in your studies where you just didn't get it. You just couldn't get it. So you kind of went into the gray area and tried to get it by doing something that wasn't necessarily in your character, but you were desperate. You just had all the success and all the success and all the success. And then something happened and you weren't having any success. So you were desperately trying to get that success back, right? And then you hear someone say, you're better than that. You're better than that. You are better than that, right? We hear that in politics right now, right? With the president. A lot of people are saying this office is better than than what he's conveying right now, or whatever. And I think when we use that phrase, even if we're using it to motivate people, it doesn't always trigger that motivation. Sometimes what it triggers is that original doubt that one had in oneself, and that original fear that it's rooted in, saying, I don't really feel super confident in myself because I'm afraid that if I fail, I will be a disappointment. I will disappoint my mom. I will disappoint my dad. I will disappoint my family. I will disappoint my lover, my fiance, my husband, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whoever that may be, my wife. And so that holds us in this state of not being able to move forward. And I'm really seeing this come to fruition with my client. She gets all excited and she gets all these things planned out, and she gets to a point. It's always that same point where she hits this glass ceiling. She like floats up and 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 floats up. And then she hits a glass ceiling, and she always gets frustrated and cries and is like, why is this happening to me? Why am I hitting this glass ceiling? I don't understand it. I do. And it's never coming. I never really, like, I can never surpass it. But it's because subconsciously she's created her own glass ceiling for herself because of that doubt, which is originally caused by fear, and that fear is caused by not wanting to disappoint those who are most important to her. So if you feel like you're feeling the same thing, there isn't necessarily the best there isn't like a one technique that's gonna be all end all or like have a huge amount of impact on every single person in the whole world to overcome this certain obstacle. Gotta love live video. You've got to figure out kind of what's triggering it and what's working against you. And a lot of the times it's this person. You know, we think it's money, or we think that it's somebody else, or we think it's the man, or we think it's our jobs, right? Or we think it's time, Father Time, Mother Nature. Like, we think all these things are against us, but really the biggest obstacle that we face usually comes from in here. Really in here, not in here. When you listen to this, you get going, right? You're able to break those obstacles. But when you get stuck in here, it can be disastrous. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more videos, subscribe to my channel, duh. Or you can also find me on Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, wherever. I even have a blog that I haven't been blogging on very much lately, so I should probably work on that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your time as always. Time is something you can never get back, so I'm very appreciative that you took some time to listen to me, and I will make sure that if you post some comments, and I want to hear your story. Are you one of these people? Do you suffer just like this client of mine? Let's talk about it. I want to hear about it. Post in the comments. Thanks, guys.